Welcome back on this Monday. Glad that you're joining us for another week of These Things Are Written. We are wrapping up chapter 10. 10 chapters down, and tomorrow we'll start 11, the last 14 chapters. We're getting close to about halfway there. Let's just continue reading. Yesterday we read about the parable of the Good Samaritan, and we are reading about Mary and Martha today. Chapter 10, verse 38. Now as they went on their way, Jesus entered a village, and a woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to his teaching. But Martha was distracted with much serving. And she went up to him and said, "Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Tell her to help me." But the Lord answered her, "Martha, Martha, you are anxious and troubled about many things, but one thing is necessary. Mary has chosen the good portion, which will not be taken away from her." Mary and Martha are sisters. We also know them as the sisters of Lazarus in John chapter 11, the resurrection of Lazarus. They're sisters. We see them often in the Gospels, considering they are not major people, but yet we learn a lot about them. Jesus is visiting on them on the way. It says the way to where? The way to Jerusalem. And as they were on the way, Jesus stopped at their place, and Mary was sitting at his feet listening to his teaching. Now, remember, that's a little bit different for Judaism. Often the men would be the students listening, while the women would be the ones serving. But yet Mary is sitting there listening, while Martha is doing all of the work, preparing for the meal, as it says, was distracted with much serving. See, her task, her focus was on the serving, and that causes distraction from what? Distraction from sitting at the feet of Jesus and learning. And the conflict, basically, Jesus, tell my sister to get to work, to do her job. Now, this correction that Jesus gives is really amounts to, it's not always about doing. Listen, learn. Now, in a way, he corrects Martha, but he doesn't say that what she is doing is bad. He says that Mary has chosen the good portion. What is that good portion? Sitting at the feet of Jesus, listening, learning. Something that Martha could have done more as well. A distraction from the good part of learning about God's word, about learning from Jesus, a distraction of the good news that God gives to us. If our serving is a distraction to that, then we need to focus on the good part of what Jesus does for us. Again, it is our serving flows first and foremost from our faith. Without that strong faith, without continually feeding that faith, our service is going to distract us from the mission that we have been given, the focus that we have been given of doing all things for him. That's all I have for you today. Come back tomorrow again. We're going to start Luke chapter 11. God bless.